no place like the Q.
Coming across your airwaves, dance with me. It's an intersectional day, and it's gonna bring you the weekly.
Family, is the news overwhelming? Is it just too much? Well, I get you, and I got you.
Yeah.
Family, this is your favorite queer radio personality, Anna Deshawn, and this is Queer News, your favorite weekly news pod where race and sexuality meet politics, culture, and entertainment. This is your number one stop for queer news done right, only on E3 Radio. You know what sound effects mean on this show, okay? It usually means something special is coming, and it's true. I've got a special announcement to share with you today, okay? You know, our mission here at Queer News has always been queer news done right, period. And as this show grows, I've really been thinking a lot about how I can deepen my relationships with you. Podcasting is such a one-way medium, and we do our best to make it a two-way medium with our voicemails, with examples like our TDOV episodes. But at the end of the day, it's not enough. And the truth is, visibility is a privilege, but it is also our superpower, okay? And to make sure our stories are being seen and heard by as many people as possible, we need a digital home that was built with community in mind. So I have made a big decision. On June 1st, we are officially moving our digital home and our newsletter over to Substack. Now, this may seem very obvious, but moving is a big deal, and we got a small team, so moving is a big lift, but we can't wait any longer. We're doing this for two reasons: connection and growth. Substack is going to allow us to have real conversations, right? They've got threads, they've got comments, I can go live, there's community spaces where we can actually talk to one another about the news. Not just me reporting on it, but maybe you asking me questions about it, maybe you wanting more information. I want that. I want that. But also Substack has incredible discoverability. I have so many creative friends who are also doing news who are on Substack. This will give us a chance to do lives together, cross-collaborate. We need to grow. And I'm always about the pivot, and this is the time to pivot. It's really going to help new people find queer news, which is the only way we're going to hit this amazing goal I've come up with our revenue strategist to hit 10,000 subscribers by 2027 and ensure that this work can be sustained for years to come. There are people who I want to work with here in Chicago and around the country who want to be contributors, but who also deserve to get paid. And the only way we grow doing this is with you all's support. And I can not only do that with your support, I need to find other supporters and other people who believe in queer news. And I think Substack might be that place. So here's the deal. If you're already on our email list, don't worry, don't do nothing. Don't go finding me on Substack. Don't do it, okay? You don't have to do a thing. We're going to do the heavy lifting on our side and move you to our new space by May 18th. So your first newsletter on Substack will be May 18th. There are going to be a couple of weeks there of overlap, right? So we make sure everybody's moved by June 1st. And for my QCrew, the paid subscribers, yes, who keep our lights on, thank you, thank you, thank you. And as you know very well, I can never say thank you enough. And your support is so vital right now as we live through this Trump administration. And so before June 1st, what you'll want to do, because I can't do it for you, you're going to have to cancel your membership on Kit, okay? And then activate your membership on Substack, all right? So by May 18th, you'll be moved to Substack, all right? And then you can cancel your membership on Kit and activate on Substack. Yes? There'll be more details in the newsletter, okay? And what a way to kick off Pride Month, our Queer News Activate campaign, okay? It's going to be such a milestone moment for this show. More to come about the campaign and the goals, but just stay close to your inbox, okay? So you can follow all the details because we're moving and you're coming with me. You're coming with me, okay? And it's going to be good. Now for the news, our top story this week is the DOJ investigating 36 Illinois schools over alleged sexual orientation and gender identity education. In politics, the Acceptance Academy Community School opens in South Florida this August, and the Trevor Project received a $1 million donation from NFL owner Arthur Blank. In sports, a lesbian engagement during a women's hockey game goes viral. It is so cute, y'all. And in culture and entertainment, the Chicago Queer Wedding Show is on May 12th. Let's get into it. Family, for our top news story today, the DOJ has launched an investigation into 36 Illinois schools via their Civil Rights Department. Did you even know we still had a Civil Rights Department? Yeah, me either, okay? Sure don't look like it, but I digress. Okay, most of the schools on the list are in the Chicago suburbs, and they claim that they're investigating if the schools have been teaching SOGI-related content, otherwise known as sexual orientation and gender ideology, SOGI, sexual orientation and gender ideology, in grades pre-K through 12th grade. In a statement released by the DOJ, they said, quote, if they are teaching SOGI-related content, the investigations will examine whether the schools have notified parents of their right to opt their children out of such instruction. The investigation will also assess whether the Illinois school districts limit access to single-sex intimate spaces, such as bathrooms and locker rooms, and girls' sports teams based on biological sex. They did not state, however, what they will do as a result of the findings of their investigations. The Trump administration has cracked down on education in the past year. Child, I feel like they've cracked on everything since Trump entered this world of politics, okay? Revoking grants and federal funding from any and everyone who dares to oppose him. It starts with threats, and then action is taken. He's been very clear and direct with this, which is a concern many of the schools in those school districts have who are under investigation. And they should absolutely be concerned because the Trump administration has been ruthless in these investigations, and they will absolutely pull funding every chance they get because they need money for these ridiculous wars that they've waged across the world. The Assistant Attorney General, Harmeet Dillon, of the Justice Department's Civil Rights Division said this in a statement, quote, the Department of Justice is determined to put an end to local school authorities keeping parents in the dark about how sexuality and gender ideology are being pushed in classrooms. Supreme Court precedent leaves no doubt. Parents have the fundamental right and primary authority to direct the care, upbringing, and education of their children. This includes exempting their children from ideological instruction that contradicts their values or decisions about their children's health and best interests. Now, family, here's the deal. This matters particularly in Illinois because Illinois requires schools to teach LGBTQ plus history, and state law mandates that students have access to facilities that adhere to their gender identity. Now, if you remember back in 2019, our Governor J.B. Pritzker signed the Illinois Inclusive Curriculum Law. Yeah, mandating this instruction. And then our good friend, Victor Salvo of the Legacy Project, if you're not familiar, I'll put a link in the show notes, okay? They helped to create the Illinois LGBTQ plus inclusive curriculum. All right, and he was interviewed by Axios. Yeah, and he said in a statement, we will not stop doing what we do no matter what the DOJ does. Our several hundred lesson plans and teaching materials will remain free of charge and openly accessible to any teacher in the world who seeks to make their curriculum inclusive for their students. And the ACLU of Illinois has chimed in as well. Ed Yonka, he told Axios, parents and students do not need the Trump administration to access curricula for their classrooms. The decision about what is appropriate for children is a local, individualized decision. We do not need Illinois schools run by Washington bureaucrats bent on enforcing their ideology. And I also want to add one of my good friends who's also a creator, Melinda Hale. She posted a video on her TikTok over the weekend, and I read about it, what she was talking about. In Wisconsin, they are looking to remove a song that this band is looking to play. And the piece is composed by Omar Thomas, who is actually one of her good friends. And they did everything that the DOJ says you're supposed to do. right? They sent a letter to parents saying that the students are going to play a song that was inspired by Marsha P. Johnson. And yet, there will be a vote tomorrow as to whether they get to play that song that they've been practicing for months. They did everything right. They notified the parents. If the parents didn't like it, they could have pulled their child from playing that particular piece for their concert series. But alas, the school district might just still censor this piece because it was inspired by, not written by, not composed by, but inspired by a transgender woman. We're living in wild times, family. We're going to keep following this story because it not only impacts Illinois, it impacts the entire country when these precedents are set. And there is no hard timeline for the DOJ investigation. So we're just going to keep following, okay? Now, in happier news regarding LGBTQ plus youth, because we need to balance the situation on this podcast and in life. The bad news travels real fast, but we often don't hear about the good news. And there are good things happening for queer folks every single day across the country. So we carefully curate the stories that we share on this pod. So you know, it's not all bad. We are fighting back. There are battles being won. And here's one. A middle school for LGBTQ plus students is set to open in Boca Raton, Florida this August. In Florida, family, the Acceptance Academy Community School is described as a private, nonprofit middle school serving LGBTQ plus students, bullied youth, and those who struggle to thrive in traditional school environments. The school is part of the Step Up for Students scholarship program, a program that assists Florida families and students with tuition, transportation, and educational resources. Applications for the school and scholarships within the Step Up for Students scholarship program are now open. Tuition to attend is $20,000 a year. Families with an $8,000 state voucher would pay $12,000. President of the Acceptance Academy Foundation, Stephen Gaskell, shares with CBS Local News that, quote, students at the Acceptance Academy Community School will receive a strong academic foundation in a safe, inclusive, and welcoming environment. We focus not only on academic excellence, but also on character development, giving students the opportunity to learn and grow alongside peers who share similar experiences. In an era where there's been a crackdown on schools simply for queer students existing, it's nice, right? It's refreshing to see a school that is striving to create a safe space for LGBTQ plus students. It's not the first time this has happened, but it never gets old for me. The school will operate with smaller class sizes, ensuring a more personalized learning environment. And when asked by local news about the security of the students, School President Gaskell shared that, quote, we have significant security and the building is secure, and I just want to leave it at that. Okay, classes will begin sessions started August 10th, and the price is high. Private school is high. And I'm hoping that more students who can't afford it can receive scholarships, and maybe they can find some funding to help provide full scholarships for students, right, who may not be able to meet the financial demands of a $12,000 tuition bill. So if you're listening to this and it sounds like something you may want to support, Google the Acceptance Academy Community School in Boca Raton, Florida, okay? Because we love to see it and we know how important these affirming environments are for young people. Child, they important for me, but it's grown adult, okay? For our next story, the Trevor Project received $1 million donation from NFL owner Arthur Blank via the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation. Come on, Brian, let's get some hand claps up in here, okay? Let's go. Carl Nesbitt, y'all remember Carl? He's now retired, but he was the first NFL player to be out while actively playing in the league. He played for the Vegas Raiders. Do y'all remember Carl? Well, on his LinkedIn page, he said this about the donation. This donation helps fund counselor training, enhance volunteer services, and ensure our critical programs reach LGBTQ plus youth in their most vulnerable moments. Thank you again to the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation. This gift will save lives. And I'm thinking, if Carl made that type of a statement on his LinkedIn page, that he probably facilitated the relationship needed to close a $1 million donation from an Arthur Blank. The Trevor Project Director of Individual Philanthropy, Laureate M., added via her LinkedIn page that, quote, "It's always powerful to see an organization invest not only in the communities around it, but also in the culture it builds internally. Creating space for learning, reflection, and connection like this matters more than people often realize." And if you don't know, because sometimes I be assuming I should have started with this, but the Trevor Project is the world's largest suicide prevention and crisis intervention organization for LGBTQ plus young people under 25. They provide 24/7 support via phone, text, and chat. They were founded in 1998 and is best known for the Trevor Lifeline, Trevor Chat, and Trevor Tech Services, alongside advocacy and research to support LGBTQ plus youth. And when the federal government ended their suicide prevention hotline, you can imagine the increase in calls to the Trevor Project's lines. So the Trevor Project existing, being well-funded, yes, is critical. It's critical for our LGBTQ plus youth. So Carl is exactly right. That $1 million donation will absolutely save lives. All right, now seems like a great time to take a quick break. Let's do it, okay? And when we get back, we're going to get into some sports, culture, and entertainment. If you're listening to this, it means we didn't sell this ad space. If you're listening to this, it means running ads on our podcast can actually work. You see what I did there? Do you need some promo? A little amplification? Hit us up at info@e3radio.fm. That's info@e3radio.fm. We have a platform. You should use it. Did you know we had a newsletter? Yes. The Queer News Podcast has a weekly newsletter that comes out every Monday. There's a special newsletter for the QCrew, but there's a free newsletter for absolutely everybody. So if you want to stay in the know about what I got going on, what I got to say unfiltered, and just a list of all the stories covered every single week with time codes, you got to subscribe to the newsletter. A link to subscribe is in the show notes. Welcome back to the show, family. Now let's get into some sports, culture, and entertainment. In sports, proposals during sports games are a tale as old as time, okay? Since the invention of the Jumbotron circa 1980s. But Canadian lesbian couple Megan and Nina put a creative spin on their engagement. The Toronto Scepters game began like any other against the New York Sirens. But during a break in the gameplay, the couple was tasked with solving a Wheel of Fortune-esque puzzle that contained a personal message. Footage posted by the Toronto Scepters showed the moment the proposal unfolded. Megan solved the first part of the word puzzle, giving Nina just enough clues to solve the rest of the puzzle, which spelled out the phrase, "Will you marry me?" Nina turned to find Megan on one knee with a ring in her hand and words of love flowing from her heart. Nina said yes, of course, and the couple sealed their engagement with a kiss that was blasted on the Jumbotron in front of the entire stadium. The crowd erupted into cheers, congratulating the couple on their engagement. Megan and Nina have been together for over 3 years, and what started as a friendship blossomed into a lifelong commitment to one another. They have shared enjoyment of hockey, and Megan even plays the sport herself. Megan shared in an interview to Queerty that when we decided to travel to Toronto, of course, we had to catch a game while we were there. When I saw that it was also Pride Night, I felt like it would be a great chance to propose to Nina. This league quickly became a big part of our life and something so special to us. The community is unlike any other fan base I've ever seen. I knew sharing it with the other fans would make our proposal that much more special and memorable, and it exceeded expectations. The amount of love and support we received was something we will truly never forget. Oh, if you haven't seen the video, don't worry. I'm going to post it this week on social so you can see it and we can all celebrate with Megan and Nina together. But during times like these, where it feels like everything and everyone is trying to push us back in the closets, when we see these public and beautiful displays of love, it means so much. What a beautiful story. Congratulations to Megan and Nina on your engagement. And for our last story today, let's just keep the theme of marriage going, okay? It's spring. It's that season. And for our last story, it's all about Chicago's upcoming queer wedding show. That's right, hosted by Lynn Barrow Photography, Something Profound Weddings, and Replago Studios. The Chicago Queer Wedding Show gathers LGBTQ plus owned and operated wedding vendors for queer folks who are getting married to easily meet and learn about vendors who are not just queer friendly, but queer led. This is the perfect place for queer folks to support people within their community and be supported by them on one of the most significant days of their lives. Now, the Queer Wedding Show is taking place on May 12th from 6 to 9 p.m. at the Vinery in Logan Square. In addition to shopping the vendors, guests can cuddle puppies. Oh, of course they can. Get their fortunes read, and even get married right on the spot, thanks to an ordained officiant who will be officiating weddings all night. All night. This is so queer. The event is a celebration of queer love and crafting a wedding tailored to one's personal interests, according to co-founder Rebecca Pope from Something Profound Weddings. Let's create something new, or let's find something that speaks to you and resonates for you based on the experience and expertise that we have. So that might look like ceremony unity acts, that might look like doing a commitment ceremony rather than a legal ceremony. That might look like incorporating a DJ who actually understands a queer dance floor, Pope told Block Club Chicago in a recent interview. Family tickets for the Chicago Queer Wedding Show are on sale right now, and advanced purchases of tickets are encouraged by the event organizers. However, they are prepared and welcome to walk-ins as well. Family, May 12th, 6 to 9 p.m. at the Vinery in Logan Square, the Chicago Queer Wedding Show. You know somebody getting married? Tell them to go there on May 12th, okay? And if you miss the May 12th date, yes, go Google the Chicago Queer Wedding Show and get a list of those vendors. They still gonna want your support, okay? Supporting our own is so incredibly important. I love this story. Now it's time for Anna's Got a Word, because Anna's always got a word, and my word for today is get uncomfortable. That's the word, get uncomfortable. Let me tell you this story. I met this sister at the Center on Hosted Gala a month or so ago, and she connects high net worth individuals with nonprofits that they should give back to, or helps businesses like myself with a revenue strategy. We connected, we met, we had a lot of people in common, a lot of mutual connections, and her energy was right, and she really believed in what I was doing. And I need help with this revenue strategy for the station and for this podcast. And we met this past week, and child, when I tell you I was uncomfortable the whole time, she was saying things to me that I say to other people, but it's so hard sometimes to see it for yourself when you're sitting in the seat. And she was speaking to me like, Anna, this is easy. Anna, you can do this. Anna, you've built all the pieces. Now we got to bring all the pieces together. Anna, we must activate and we must focus. You deserve to thrive, not just survive. And family, let me tell you, I have been surviving, and I'm grateful I have a wife who has a full-time job and benefits. I'm grateful I've got parents who continue to support me when I need it, and this should be able to sustain on its own. And I feel like I've been getting in my own way, and she made me uncomfortable. And it was needed. she would say something and I'd be like, okay, through the discomfort, because I have to get out my own way. If I continue to stay comfortable, nothing will change, right? If we keep doing the same thing over and over again, it's like the definition of insanity. We must not. We must pivot. We must change. We must get uncomfortable. So family, I'm challenging you the way she challenged me to get uncomfortable. Step out your box, Think about something differently, approach it differently, make a move. So here we are. We're moving to Substack. Okay, we're going to activate a fundraising campaign, yes, for the month of June, and get these paid subscribers up and get serious. Get serious about making a life for myself out here using this work. And I don't talk about it enough in this way, and it's important. So let's go. Let's do it. Let's get uncomfortable, Let's get uncomfortable and take this work up another notch. I can't thank y'all enough, because if you're listening to this right now, I know you understand. I know you're here for the same reasons I'm doing this work. So I thank you. And let's move. Let's do it. Let's go. Tell a friend, okay? It's going to be great. Till next week. Peace. If you've enjoyed what you heard, rate and review us inside your favorite podcasting app. This podcast is written and produced by me, Anna Deshawn. Podcast editing by Ryan Woodhall, and brought to you by E3 Radio and distributed on The Cube. We are Queer News Done Right.